You're on the air. Okay. So just for everyone's information, I'm recording this presentation on YouTube. So mainly because I don't want to have to keep notes.
That's a good idea.
It's kind of just a laziness thing. After we get done, I'll probably download the audio from it or the video from it, and then probably delete it off YouTube because
so YouTube is for making something public.
Right.
You can also upload private videos.
Yeah.
And just have the only accessible video. This is a way to store video.
Essentially, what I've done with this is that I've made it public so anybody can go and view it. And if anybody wants to join the live stream, they can. And anybody on my Google Plus list, which right now only has one person on it, can join. And then anybody I invite. So that's kind of the way I've got to say. This is kind of like what we used to do back in the old days, because I used to release all of the leadership team meetings over YouTube. So it keeps me from having to keep, notes, or more importantly, you from having to keep notes because you're the secretary.
Thank you.
Well, this is not an official meeting of the board.
Well, no, but we still have to keep notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any meetings, we should be keeping notes.
It's no requirement, though, is it?
No, but we should still do it just for, the sake of doing it, honestly, and record keeping and making sure we remember what we decide on.
Okay.
But at any rate, so first things first, the saclt.org Google Apps account. What we've done here is, or what I've done here is I've gotten us access to Google Apps through their nonprofit discount, which is essentially a 5-finger discount, because it is a steal for what they have given us. It's corporate level security. It's Google. It's Google Drives that we can control the ownership of files on, which we could not do with our old Google Drive. So like we had on our old Google Drive, like some of our core business documents were still owned by Brian, who quit months ago.
Yeah.
And there was no way that I could deny him access to those.
It was
Right access. So yeah, it was really kind of a mess. And Brian's break from us was kind of nasty, and I'm actually surprised we still have these documents in some cases. But
it wasn't malicious. He
really wasn't. But which fortunately for us, he was not malicious about it. So so now we have a Google Drive set up that I have ownership of all the files on it, and I can transfer that ownership if I ever step down. So, which is really awesome. It also gives kind of a centralized control of who has access to these files. I've got it set up as kind of like a 3-tier thing. There's the general Sunday Assembly Charlotte organization, which nobody's in there. That's only my one super user account. I actually keep a separate admin account from my regular user account for security reasons as well. Where's my...
Right, you never use your admin account for stuff.
And then I have kind of sub-organizations for the leadership team, which is most folks, and then board of directors, which is just the 3 of us at this point because of attrition. And so with that, I can control who has access to our Google Drive folders, because I've got everything controlled at the drive level. Now, you had to request access to one of the documents. I saw an email from you. Which one was it? There was a
I have access to the web content and social media guide document.
okay.
I thought there was there another document?
No, I just got an email earlier saying that you had requested access to it. Ooh. Hey. Yes! Ha-ha! That's perfect timing.
What is that?
Looks like the friends.
Oh, we have an agreement.
Yes. It's more expensive than what we've got, but the
Really?
facility, yeah, because it's 200.
There's a lot more perks though.
A lot more perks. Totally worth it. And use of kitchen, coffee pot cups. Hey, we won't even have to buy cups anymore. Use of piano. There is no Wi-Fi. Okay. That's fine. We don't have Wi-Fi where we're at. Separate sign at the entrance adjacent to or in front of, but not covering the. Okay, sounds fine. For initial period of 6 months, allowing for both Charlotte Friends and Sunday Assembly to make necessary adjustments toward a more long-term agreement if we are still in agreement. We're looking at $200 Oh, sounds good.
Now, it says 200 a week.
That's, well, yeah, because we're only renting it 1 week a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
Yeah, we'll clarify that.
Okay.
I had actually mentioned to her the possibility that if things go well, that we may ultimately expand to 2 times a month. In which case, that would be $400 a month.
Mhm.
But that's still, I mean, for the value of the location, I think it's absolutely awesome.
Good.
We'll talk about that and come to a decision on it. I think it's doable. It's like it is a little more than what we're paying right now, but I think we've got sufficient money coming in to cover it, hopefully.
Good.
And I think our options will be expanded with that. But at any rate, so going back to what I was previously doing here. Actually, what was I doing? Oh, yes.
You were checking to see what you got an email from me requesting access to some documents.
Yeah. Where did I see that?
Do you try doing a search or?
Oh, well, that would
My
make
email address?
sense. I don't think it came from you, though. That's the thing. And I don't even know if it was on this account. It may have been on this account. Let me see.
It was a simulacrum designed to look like you.
Bring up mail from my super user account. That's probably where it is. New device activation request. Okay, I'm not seeing it now.
Well, I have access to the social media guys.
Okay, I think that was the one.
Okay, so it was
Okay.
probably just when I
When you
clicked the link, it probably automatically generated a thing.
Yeah. Okay. But you should have already had access because you're in the leadership team organization, which
I am?
should have
Oh, I am.
everybody who's not a board of directors member is
Congratulations.
going to be in the leadership team organization as far as
Congratulations.
level of
Up in
access is
Shanghai.
concerned. Yes. So the idea here is that in our Google Drive, which now when you set up your ID, your password and everything, which I can help you with, but you can go to this shared with me folder right here.
Mhm.
And it's going to have a bunch of stuff in here, but if you go all the way down to the bottom, there you'll see the 3 folders, like SACLT resources.
Mhm.
You can also search the drive for SACLT,
Yeah.
and you should see these 3 folders: financial docs, official docs, and resources. You won't see financial docs because you don't have
okay.
access to it.
Yeah.
But official docs and resources you'll have. But any of these, if you go into those, you can add them to your drive. There will be an option. It's already added to mine. And once you add it to your drive, then when you go into Google Drive, they'll be right here. And then you can just go in and browse the folder and see everything that's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Financial docs, obviously, that's our financial reports, things like that. Official docs, this is going to be, all of our corporate stuff, bylaws, meeting minutes. This drive, this particular folder is viewable by the public. So anything we put in here is going to be publicly accessible. And I'm going to have a link on the website to that. This is for internal resources, things like our logos, photos, music, lyrics, templates, all this stuff. So I'm still in the process of kind of cleaning this up because we kind of let it go on the old Google Drive. So that's that. My goal here is that anybody who is actually going to be touching our content, Matt has volunteered to help us with social media. Yay.
Matt is talking to you about agreeing to haven't actually agreed, but
okay.
It's pretty likely going to be.
Okay. All right. Well, you don't understand how things operate around here. If you even
Congratulations!
If you even hint at helping out, I'm going to loop you into the fold.
This is like every other volunteer organization I've been involved in.
It's not that we're desperate, but we're desperate.
Need to learn the art of the pointy stick, which
Yeah.
you probably actually already know. But it's you'll see me use it around 3:30.
But at any rate, so that's the Google Drive or the Google app stuff. We have access to all sorts of resources with this. I've got virtually everything turned on at this point. So we don't have any kind of limitations as far as the apps that we're using. So you can do, we have Google group calendars, which, that if we all start using that, we can use that for organizing, meetings and things like that if we have to have an emergency meeting or whatever. Classroom, a centralized contact list. So as we, have contacts outside the organization, we can share those with everybody else in the organization. Google Drive, Gmail, Google Talk and Hangouts, which we're already using right now, actually, to share this on YouTube. Google Groups for Business. Right now, we are still using our old Google Groups for the leadership team mailing list, board of directors mailing list, and we also have the XCOM mailing list, which nobody ever uses because we just use the VOD one. We've got a few mailing lists out there that are just on Gmails or the Google public groups. We could potentially bring those in under saclp.org, and it gives us a few additional things. Honestly, the benefits outweigh the hassle it would be just to transition everybody over to it. So there's not enough, the benefits don't outweigh the hassle. So it's not really worth changing the leadership team group. We might change the board of directors group, but it's still not really, it's not a must. The Google Sync for mobile. One thing that is kind of cool about this is that, like, when you set up your phone with the Google Apps, it's going to ask for authorization from the administrator, because it actually gives kind of centralized control of who has access to our information from a mobile device. So I got to figure out which one of these he's actually using. But to give you an idea of what we can do with this, let's say someone leaves the organization. Okay, I can do a wipe account, and it will delete all Sunday Assembly related information from their phone remotely. I could also be really malicious and remote wipe their phone, which I actually did test with my old iPad, and it works.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
Remind me not to.
yeah, no. It's not something that I would do at all ever. But
Just wipes all of the Google Docs they've taken from this group specifically.
that's what Wipe Account does. Remote Wipe wipes the phone.
So it actually wipes everything off of the phone.
It sets it back to factory default.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is meant, like I said, this is corporate level stuff. So what this is meant for is for people who have like, okay, I issued you this phone.
No, it's not. My company does it too. And we buy our own. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but but the thing about it is,
In an ideal world.
Yeah, but it's for people who really, really are concerned with centralized security. But let's say you got your phone stolen, and you could call me up and say, "Hey, can you remote wipe my phone?"
Yeah, that is handy.
And I could go boop, boop, and done. The next time it connects to the internet, it will wipe it. And it's completely outside of the normal controls to do that. So it's pretty damn powerful. But and we can block users temporarily. Like if it gets stolen, you contact me, we block it. That blocks access to any saclt.org information on that phone. But we could then unblock it, if you find the phone. So it's centralized mobile device management, which
This is doing absolutely nothing to alleviate my fear of the cyberpunk dystopia.
you use
Sorry,
you use a smartphone.
Yeah.
You're already there, buddy.
Oh yeah, no, I know I'm fully there.
You know what that is, right?
It's.
That's a pocket sack.
I'm sorry.
That's a pocket sack.
It is a pocket sack.
It is a Shadowrun pocket sack.
Yeah.
Totally.
We are there.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally. But yeah, so I've been geeking out about all the security features and all the stuff that we're able to do with this. It did require me to register an extra domain, which was the saclt.org. And I've already redirected that to our regular website. So if you don't want to tell someone, oh, we're at www.sundayassemblycharlotte.org, you can say we're at www.saclt.org, and it goes to the same website.
Good.
So,
Nice.
yeah. So we got some cool stuff.
You did a 301 redirect on that, right?
What's that?
301 redirect?
Oh, it's a straight DNS.
Oh.
Yeah. What was it? A name record.
Okay.
What are these
words
they're using?
Yeah, I know.
Domain name server.
Haha.
Yes. And the thing that I really like, this is the one that was really kind of the one for me, is like data migrations. So if someone leaves, we can actually take all of their data, like from Google Drive and everything, and move it to somebody else. So say Lynn decides to quit as treasurer, and somebody else steps up as treasurer, we can hand off everything that she had created and put it in their hands, which is really awesome, because it's going to make transitions much, much more smooth. So that's it. That's what I've been geeking out about
Thank you.
lately.
I approve.
Yeah. I know you do. You already did. Have your email to show. So, any questions about this?
I'm impressed as hell. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions
Wow,
about?
it's very, very sophisticated for a company, even for a company, let
I
alone
know.
a volunteer organization.
Seriously, and the thing about it is, Google gives us away for free, unlimited access too. Every single new account we set up gets a 30 gig Google Drive account to go with it. So we can, and if we need to expand, storage, we can pay to expand the storage under individual accounts. But I don't. Right now, everything we've got is 1.5 gigs. So I don't think, unless we start storing videos up here, I don't think we're going to really be. Which we could
That's what
do.
you just use YouTube for.
And that's what we use YouTube for.
I have 128 gig on this.
Yeah. Well, no, but 30 gigs of online storage.
For
I
free?
mean, for free.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. So, I've only got 16 gigs through Dropbox.
Does this
And that's a
thing,
lot, actually.
now, this thing lets you do, and forgive me for honing in on this, homing in on this, because honing in would mean that I would be sharpening it,
Right.
in an inward fashion. Okay, enough of that. So it lets you wipe a device that's connected to this.
Right.
Does it also give you access to its native files?
No.
Okay.
It only gives me access to the stuff that is associated with Sunday Assembly Charlotte. That's it.
So just stuff from this
Right.
group,
Yes.
from this drive group. Okay.
And actually, if you were to create a file out on your Google Drive for saclt.org, I wouldn't be able to see it unless you shared it or you made it available to be seen. But if you left and we blocked you, I could transfer ownership of your files to someone else.
Yeah.
And then we would be able to see it. So, but that's only for the stuff that you store in the
this
saclt.org Google Drive.
Yeah. Okay.
It's from privacy standpoint, it's totally private. You're not sharing any of your information unless you choose to. Like when you set up your Gmail, it gives you the option to merge your contacts and stuff like that, which if you do that, it will merge with the saclt.org database, and you'll be sharing stuff there. But that's only if you choose to.
I'm not too worried about personal data per se. It's
Yeah.
just sometimes I sometimes have to work with intellectual property to a certain extent that I may not be able to reveal
Sure.
stuff that I'm working
Yeah.
on until
Yeah.
it's done and it's already off to the publisher and whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just-
And that's fine.
yeah.
Just don't put it on our
Yeah.
drive and you're fine.
Yeah.
Put it on your own.
Yes.
I now have like 4
Yes.
Google accounts.
Okay. So no advanced human era short stories for you.
Right. Wait, what?
That's all that.
Okay, so next thing, planning for Samaritan House. Samaritan House is next weekend.
Really?
Yep, next Sunday to be exact.
What time?
That's
5?
5:30 to 7, whatever our normal thing. Any ideas on what we want to do this month? I think the last couple of months doing potluck has been working out pretty well. So I'm pretty much thinking of just leaving it there. What do you think, Mr. Steve? Are you going to be able to join us?
We got Charlotte Philosophy Discussion Group that evening, which is one reason I left early last time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll be there, but I
Okay.
might leave early.
Okay. You guys want to join us this time?
What is it again?
Basically, Samaritan House is, well, actually, Tom, you can explain it better than I can.
It's basically a place for people that has a bad illness or come out of a hospital from a serious surgery or illness that are homeless, they don't have any place to go,
Uh-huh.
or they need to wait for, a family to get a room ready for them or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That they have a place to stay. And a lot of people there that are homeless, they don't have family in the area. And the few that do have family in the area, the family doesn't want anything to do with them. So they did. I was there for about 4 or 5 months. And one of the biggest things that we had was groups coming in, mostly prepare meals and just sit down and talk with people.
Which is the important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we usually have plenty of people to prepare and serve food. What we don't have enough of are people just to sit down and converse, just to, talk to people. Because the hardest part of this whole experience for them is the isolation, because,
There's a white line across the drivers, the park we on. And we are told if you cross that white line, you do not come back. You're on your own.
Yeah.
There's a joke amongst us that, if you cross the white line, the collar around your neck explodes.
But yeah, so it's really isolated. And the idea behind that is that they don't want bad outside influences coming in.
Yeah.
Like they don't want people going out and getting drugged and bringing it back in
Yeah.
or anything like that. But what it ultimately does is it just it's like a very controlled environment.
Are you quite certain you would want someone like me to talk to these people?
You're an interesting guy.
You are interesting.
You're functional.
I can
speak.
I can pretend to be human sometimes at work. It's
That's
just for very short
Break that into
bursts.
monologue.
That would be that's the
actually,
problem.
that would be awesome. You do
well,
a reading at dinner.
Well, let's not dive too far. I'm still trying to work out my whole paradigm for new material, but that said, when is this?
This is next Sunday, and
I'm gonna be in Northern Kentucky next
well
weekend.
then you're
For those of us who might be available, what time?
it's 5:30, usually 5:30 to 7. We get there around 5:30 to prep food. We serve between 6 and 6:30, and then we're out of there by 7:30, 8 at the latest. It's not a big deal, but it's something. Shoot, I meant to send an email to Julie to announce it over at Charlotte Friends meeting. Oh well. Okay. I'll get with. I'm actually going to be meeting with Lynn tomorrow to go over some financial stuff. So I'll see if she'll be willing to contribute.
She signatory yet?
Not yet. We haven't been able to coordinate and get to a bank at the same time. Basically, I haven't been able to get any time off work. But that's another thing we're going to discuss tomorrow. But yeah, at least we are now. So, we can at least have people who can sign checks.
Yes, but we don't have a checkbook, do we?
She has them.
Right.
But we don't need to sign any checks right now. But if it needs to happen, we can actually do
That's
that.
ultimate security.
Yeah.
Checkbooks in Gastonia, well, only we can sign it.
That's right. It's a separation of duties. The checkbooks in Gastonia with our treasurer who can't sign them. Hey, we're better off than we were a month ago.
No doubt.
Because at that point, none of the board of directors could sign them. Let's see. Next assembly. Actually, I'm going to wait to talk about a lot of this until Tim and Tori get here, which they were supposed to be here like 20 minutes ago, but whatever. Why does this surprise me?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But next assembly, we've got our speaker and our This Much I Know booked. We've already thoroughly discussed our theme, and you've mentioned the obvious.
Chlorophobes beware. That's the theme, right?
Right, exactly. You mentioned the obvious issues with clowns.
I am actually quite surprised within the last decade how many more people have copped to having coulrophobia than before. It's they're coming out of the woodwork. There are rather a lot of them these days.
Well, no, but if you think about it, popular culture,
Clowns?
villainized clowns.
There is that too.
Generation
Yes,
grew up with
Stephen
Pennywise.
Stephen King and Tim Curry did absolutely nothing to help that.
Would you say
Or
they're
John
coming out
Wayne
of
Gacy. I mean,
clowns? Okay, that was terrible.
So, do you think you would be able to scrounge a reading for it? So
I was
are you gonna
thinking
be
about
at that. Or are you going to be at this one? You're gonna be at this
When is it?
It's the 16th.
Let me look at
This is going to be our last morning one, apparently.
I probably can make it. Let me look at my calendar real quick to make sure that it, because I realized the date was the weird bit.
It's early in the month for it.
Yeah, I should be. I don't have anything. I should be able. Right now, I don't see anything here. So, I'm assuming I hit the right month. So 16 August. Yes, I should probably be able to make it.
Cool.
Are you looking for? You said I might be. There's probably something in. That's actually what I was looking. That's why I have my Kindle. I was looking at this earlier. There should be enough material for me to grab or adapt something from The Road to Mars.
Mhm.
I think would be good. Which, in brief, The Road to Mars was a science fiction book written by Eric Idle back in the 90s. It's actually more of a dissertation on the future of comedy disguised as a science fiction book.
Interesting.
And it goes into detail about different types of comics and kind of how comedy works from his perspective. Or from the perspective of the character in it, which is an android David Bowie. They have servant droids that look like that look like celebrities in the future, and this one is a David Bowie model.
Nice.
And he's working on a dissertation about comedy, and the primary theory in it is the idea of the red nose comic and the white face comic as particular types, which are taken from two traditional types of clowns, and it's basically the sort of low humor versus high humor, or lowbrow versus highbrow, or the body versus the mind, or the emotion versus the reason, controlling the joke versus just wanting to be loved type thing, basically.
Interesting.
For the joke, that sort of thing. So there's
Well, that could
it's
be
a
really
very
kind of
interesting
thought-provoking
dichotomy.
there.
Well, yeah, it's a very interesting dichotomy. It's been stuck in my head ever since I read it years and years and years ago, not long after it came out. So it's very interesting. It's fascinating stuff, especially for anyone who might be. I wasn't into comedic theory before I read it, and now I am. So it's
It sounds like the beginning of a joke.
it's interesting. Well, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The whole thing, and that's the part of the whole thing. It's about comedy, so it's
Yeah.
hard to explain it. But yeah, I can probably. I'm gonna have to edit it a little bit, probably for content, because well, not for content, for words what people not want used that early in front of little people.
Yes.
Language, yes, there we go. I'll probably need to do
that's
some language
content.
editing on it, but
We're bossy here.
I can. That's what the whole book is about. So
Yeah.
I just basically have to go in and find a passage that I think will be good to kind of talk about.
Cool.
If you think that would work.
I'm not planning on doing coffee this next meeting
Okay.
because hardly anyone drinks
Right.
coffee. Screw it.
Yeah, sounds good. Fine by me. Yeah, it's the hot time of the year. If anything, we could probably hook up some iced coffee. Bring a couple mason jars of iced coffee.
I don't know anyone other than you that drinks iced coffee.
Plenty of people drink iced coffee.
I drink iced coffee.
See?
Well, now I know 2 people that drink iced coffee.
Is this the peer pressure question? Of
No!
whether yes, I drink iced coffee. I sometimes drink iced coffee when it's like frappuccinos and stuff.
Sure.
I drink flavored iced coffee, but I don't drink
Yes.
non-flavored iced coffee.
Yeah, I could do that too. Toss it right in there. Anyway, so yeah, that's fine. I may pick up if I can get a good deal on a couple of cases of sodas. We have some left, but they've been used and reused and left in stale water for so. I think it's time to toss those and get new.
No, don't throw them away. Really? You don't throw them away? Just rinse them off. If you go
There's
throw
really
them,
not much left.
Well, no,
We're talking like half a dozen cans.
oh, okay. If you don't throw it away, you can make.
Okay.
You should see my house. I have a board.
I've heard about your house.
You know
We need to
what?
talk-
Fine.
we need to-
I'll take
We need
it.
to call TLC. You know. The learning channel. Really. Anyway, I digress. But
You digress.
yes, I do. Now, the big important thing.
Last time I brought in half a dozen Diet Cokes and they all disappeared. So make sure you have a diet salt drink with it.
Okay. Yeah. I put in Coke Zeros too, and they were drunk up too.
Yeah.
Partly by me. But. Next assembly is a very important assembly for us. Actually, the next 2 assemblies are going to be very important assemblies for us. Next assembly is going to be important because we're going to have the accreditation team from Atlanta joining us.
Okay.
Which is this is going to be our evaluation. So I want this one needs to be good, you know, or as good as we can possibly do it. I think we're going to have an interesting. We definitely got an interesting theme. We've got an interesting collection of speakers and and content. Once Tim gets here, we'll discuss music.
I get to get my piano back this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the next time it'll be at a place
Yes.
with a piano.
So we're gonna have access to a piano. They won't have to lug that around. You've got all the mics and
Yep.
stuff now.
Mics and cable.
Okay.
Battery.
Dang, man, I offloaded all the video from last time. I have not gone through it yet because
The audio is not suck.
it's really gonna suck, and that is so sad. But oh well.
Unrelated question. Is anyone else kind of chilly in here?
I'm perfect. I love it this temperature. Crank it down.
Turn
some
down
more.
the wind tunnel of the.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
I'm
Actually,
kind of more Honduras. I'm not sure.
yeah, I'll turn this. I'll turn the fan down. That's
Thank you.
that's the one
gonna be
there.
big help.
And you're also sitting directly under the vent.
Oh, well, that makes
And there's a blanket right there if you want to throw it over your legs.
If I
I
need to,
am a warm natured person, and sitting in that chair, I have to throw a blanket over me. So
if you want to swap chairs, we could do that.
yeah, you can always sit over here, and because over here you'll get that, but you won't get that. You know.
But let's swap.
Is there music you're supposed to be playing right now, or is
Santa in the clouds.
where are the clouds?
I got a question.
I'm not
Yes.
using that, so it doesn't matter.
Is, I was wondering, if I'm gonna be playing bass,
Yes.
is there enough in the coffers to get an additional music stand?
Well, like.
Because this battle, my first Sunday, I had my music down on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. We could probably we'll figure something out.
How soon do you need a music stand?
It's just for the next assembly.
Do you want to borrow a music stand?
Yes.
I have a music stand.
Awesome. Bring it. Thank you, sir. See, asking you shall receive.
I was just actually I just reached the point where I was trying to figure out yesterday and where to put the music stand in the apartment. I only use it every now and then for like when I'm
Monologuing.
well, if it's usually something involving podcasting typically. Or if I'm
Makes
gonna
sense,
do,
where
if I'm
you
gonna
get a
do,
little
if I'm
extra-
well, yeah, if I'm reading, if I'm doing
Yeah.
a reading and I have the paper in front of me instead of the screen, although I'm using the screen more than anything else. But yeah, sure. I shall bring it. It's one of those. It's one of the wide black ones, iron black ones.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's similar to the one that Tim's got of mine. But yeah,
Sure.
That
That
sounds
would
good.
really help, because I mean, but by the time I get the list of songs, I don't have enough time to memorize what we're doing. So I have to have it in front of me, and I don't wanna, I don't wanna have it down on the floor, because number one, it just doesn't look very
Sure.
good, and number two, I need to be able to have eye contact, still be able to look at my music.
Yeah.
And still have eye contact with, Tim to know what he's doing, what chords he's doing.
I will play with it a little bit before time because it's a little old. It's it's just from the 90s, so I mean, it's not that old. But
Yeah, but they just didn't make stuff good in the 90s.
let me give Tim a call real quick.
Is
I'll
it
tell
time
you,
with-
it's like cruising up and down
it was a time
Monterey
thing
Drive trying to find us.
Yeah, we went and saw.
the Saran Wrap generation. Sorry.
We went and saw Rock of Ages, and it was pretty cool. It's the Actors Theater,
Oh,
ATC. They got going, and it was all like 80s music, 'cause it's all based like in the 80s,
Nice.
Sunset Strip kind of thing. And it was just like, wow, this is my house. I mean, I totally remember all this stuff. So
nice.
They had clips of MTV playing too. When MTV actually played music.
Oh yes, I remember. Those distant time. Well, I still
Okay,
remember.
when you get on Monterey Drive, look for a red mailbox. That's kind of the easy way to find us because our house is, Monterey
I was
Drive.
he's been here. Has he?
All right. Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Cool.
since I've had a meeting here.
See you shortly. All right.
Yeah, lost.
Whatever. And I want to get some opinions and ideas. I'll get everybody's brain moving about September. September's assembly will be our 1-year anniversary, and I want to do something special this year, and I'm not really sure what yet. So
you got an answer regarding whether they have sound system?
they don't.
What is under the gray box in the middle of the room?
That's I think it's power outlets, but that's perfect for us because that's a great place for us to set up the laptop and projector.
Okay, so we're gonna project against the center wall?
I was actually I guess we could do
You
that.
don't need a screen. It's a.
Yeah, but my only concern about that is having the chairs facing away from the windows. It's such a pretty
We need to figure out what we're gonna do before we show up.
right. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, we know what the layout of the room is,
Right.
so we can plan.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys got to see the thing.
Ooh.
All right, let's go back to here.
Sierra.
And there we go. All right. So this is the room that we're going to be in.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is a little bit, but this kind of
We're not confused.
it's a panoramic shot, so it's a little bit. It is a square room. It does not look like octagonal like this picture would make it.
See, this wall right here, you can show.
Yeah, we could totally do that. I would prefer.
That handsome guy right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, behind the bearded guy?
Ba-dum. But the other alternative is either to put it in a corner, which we can totally do, or we can put it dead center in the windows on that far side.
You may want to test it though, the projector may not be bright enough.
Well, I don't know how. See, the thing about it is at 6 p.m. is probably when we'll start.
You need to know where the sun is.
Yeah.
That's true.
Also, is there any way to block the windows, like drapes or blinds or something?
It doesn't look like it. No, not built in.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
So vampires can no longer attend the assembly.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. We'll have them.
We'll lose the vampire contingent. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, the vampire contingent, we're already a little nervous with all the mirrors around.
Oh yeah.
So,
that's a fair.
at least we won't have that.
Yeah. Between that and the dance studio thing. It was
Yeah.
Yeah. They got nervous about that.
Yeah, so there's that, and
Vampires in
let's
my
see.
mode still.
We've this is a couple other shots. Now this was taken at what, about 11:30, 12. So this was high noon.
Mm-hmm. So it's bright all around.
It's not terribly bright though.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, it's wooded area, so
I like that.
by that point, by 6 o'clock in the evening, sun's going down. The trees are going to be blocking a lot of this,
You're right.
and then once it hits fall, we're going to be in the dark.
We'll be in dark.
At which point, it doesn't matter where we put the screen.
Right.
So I personally
It's
think
not a problem.
what we'll do, we will figure this out the first time we go in and try it out.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and plan for a couple of different setups.
I noticed the timing you had from 5 to 8. Well, is that adequate?
That's essentially what I told her. The thing about it is, we're going to have the keys to the place.
Okay.
And they're going to
be.
be, and she's already told me they're flexible.
That's fine.
So we will be able to pretty much come and go as we please, as long as they don't have an official function there.
Is this shot from one of their actual meetings? Are these shots from one of their actual meeting thingies?
Kind of. This was after a talk that they were doing there.
Okay.
But yeah. So
I'm just wondering how their
there's the piano.
how they set it up when they do their thing.
Oh, this is how it's set up for their services.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, we can easily put the chairs back in concentric circles after.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that. It's
Yeah, and also notice in that back corner there are more chairs.
Right. Just
Well,
And-
you're figuring it out based on how they use the light and the positioning and all that.
They don't because their meetings. Have you ever been to a Quaker meeting?
I have not.
Okay, their meeting is in total silence.
until
It's an hour of total silence,
until
except
someone gets moved to say something.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they stand up and they expound on a snippet of wisdom and sit back down.
Were oats mentioned at all?
No
Okay.
oaths were mentioned.
Okay.
And the interesting part of it, no mention of God was at all in the 3 hours that I was there.
It was very refreshing.
It was actually, it really was. I was tempted to go this morning, but Karen dragged me off to.
I had to go to the
I dragged you?
Russ's
No, you didn't drag me.
I had to go to the Itharian Russ's church where God was mentioned multiple times.
Yeah.
Very annoying. Nothing I can do about it.
Well, you can always become a Quaker.
Yeah, but
How do you feel about oats?
I love oats, actually. I made some pancakes out of oats yesterday. And oat flour.
And pumpkin.
And pumpkin.
Do they still sell that stuff, the Quaker oats?
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they did. Okay.
Of course.
It's been a long
Hello.
time.
it's a well-established brand.
Yeah.
I like the steel cut.
Yeah.
Steel cut oats are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your Western?
Into the hall. Dead ahead. So yeah. So be thinking about what we can do to make our next our September assembly something special. I'm also going to send out letters to. I've still got the contact information for all of our previous speakers. So I'm going to be sending out emails and contacts to all of them and invite them.
Anywhere, sorry. What was the? Can you remind me what the subject, the theme was for the very first assembly?
New beginnings.
Okay. So new middles is probably a little early.
New middles. We usually look to the speaker to determine the theme because it's easier to find a theme than it is to find a speaker.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions on
If you
that
find
front,
the speaker usually comes with a theme.
come in.
Yeah, I can tell.
Hey, God, only an hour late.
Howdy, howdy.
So,
Hello, how are you guys?
I don't go slumming on this side of town very much.
I can't blame you.
We're just
feel free
wondering.
to have a
You can. They're slumming here. Where do you go?
this road,
Where does one go to slum?
this road.
that one's occupied. The other two are
I'm
not.
sitting on the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, he's in
He-
the
he- The Holy Spirit's
In the hall,
currently
but it's
relieving himself
occupied.
in the restroom.
Well, it's nice to see you.
We have another one, but it's kind of disgusting at the moment, so you might want to wait on that one.
Yes, our cat Rodney
What
was
do you see up there, Dragon?
that.
All sorts of stuff.
I'm not trying to look like the Fonz, but I think something's under my eyelid. My eye's really funky looking today.
All right, let me give you the 5-minute catch up for pretty much the entire meeting, because we've pretty much gone through the entire meeting agenda until 3. So Tori's already gotten set up on the Sunday Assembly Charlotte.org, SACLT.org Google Apps. The big important part of that is that if you want access, if you're going to be dealing with anything with our branding or stuff like that, using our assets, our the fonts, the logos, any of that stuff, you're going to have an SACLT.org account in order to get access to this resources folder, which has all of that in it.
Because that has all the official images and stuff, right?
Yeah, it has all of our photos, has pretty much everything in it. So anything you can play around with is going to be there. You also are going to have access to the official docs. This is all of our corporate stuff, like our, incorporation documents, things like that. It's actually accessible by the public. But this is the biggie for you, because you're going to be the one who's dealing with it. And you probably ought to get yourself set up because
I can help them with that.
Yeah.
I'll do that today.
But I was also showing off like a bunch of the cool stuff that we've got access to with this, like device management. So, say, for example, I set up Tori this morning. Let's say you leave Sunday Assembly and we want to block access to Sunday Assembly, stuff. We can do that. Or we can wipe the account from your phone, so that you can't access any Sunday Assembly stuff from there anymore. We also, and if you perchance lost your phone and wanted us to, we could remote wipe it. We actually have that capability. This thing is corporate level security and management and centralized everything. So, yeah, it's.
You know what OS I use.
So, what's that?
You know what OS I use.
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah, and yeah. I can see that Lynn hasn't updated her phone yet. Yeah. But,
Got through the rest of it.
all right.
And then,
But yeah, so we've got that. We've got all sorts of really cool stuff that we can do with this.
black.
Once you get set up with it, you're going to have access to the 30 gig Google Drive online storage that you can use for Sunday Assembly stuff. And then you can share that as you see fit with other members on SundayAssembly.org. You won't be able to share to the public, but you can share with other members within the network.
Tim, after the next Sunday Assembly meeting, which is in 2 weeks, I'd like to take back my piano.
Yeah,
Because the
Because-
next meeting, we'll have a piano.
because we actually just got the email while we were having the meeting that we tentatively are good to go. Going to the Charlotte Friends meeting. So
What's the
As
temp?
of September?
as of September.
So
Well, I mean,
10-year
it's
anniversary.
basically we have to hammer out the details, but they said yes. You know, it's going to cost us a little bit more than what we're paying right now,
But it's worth it.
but it's so worth it.
Well, look at it.
Yeah. We were just looking at pictures of the
We have
location.
access to a kitchen.
So this is the main meeting room, and this is another.
It's a gorgeous hall.
Yeah,
Those seats are really good.
yeah. Those seats are super comfortable and sturdy. You won't feel like you're about to fall out on the floor by sitting in them. And we have a piano which they have said that we can use. So we've got that. We're gonna have to figure out a solution for a sign between here and there, but because right now you cannot see the place from the street. So we will have to have a sign. Jack.
How about Willow? There is a Statue of Liberty costume with an arrow. And
This isn't a tax place.
Well, we should probably consider having a greeter volunteer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, waving signs or whatever. At least while it's still warm.
Yeah.
Now, the big
giant animal suit.
yeah, exactly. The big things I wanted to talk to you about specifically for is going to be music for this time. Have you been keeping up with the emails on the leadership team board about?
I haven't got anything.
I don't
to,
think he's actually like on the mailing list.
He should be.
Do you get emails on your Tim Short 9 Gmail?
I got.
Because I don't think because like we share everything.
I'm probably not on the mailing list that you're thinking of. I got
Okay.
once that said there was a meeting, but that was about it.
Like a meetup.
But I did go to Nate's house yesterday. We had a little meeting.
Okay.
I want to song.
Now, do you know what the theme is for this month?
Clownin' around.
Yes. Okay. This month is really important because, in about a little under an hour, we're going to be meeting with the guys from London, Mike McCurgo and Jacqueline. What's her last? Jacqueline Gunn from London. We're going to be talking to them about our upcoming accreditation, and the accreditation team from Atlanta is going to be at this next assembly. So this is our evaluation. So this is the one that we need to get it right. Yeah, as much as well as we can, at least. So.
Will you need more than the wireless mic?
It would be good to have two mics moving forward. Sammy sings, Tish sings. Probably be good to have two mics, maybe a handheld as the primary, and then just have one off to the side for incidentals.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay,
We're thinking about doing some really light-hearted, light touch
that would be good.
songs.
Yeah.
We're thinking about "My Bicycle" by Queen. Thank you,
Oh
Ken.
yeah. As long as it's not Fat Bottom Girls, that might not go over so well. But
You make the rocking world go round.
yeah. But yeah, that would be good.
I also have one that I don't want to just jump on right now because you got to hear us do it before you judge.
Okay.
But with a little bit of creativity on the amp settings, I got this real clean 60s sound, and Nate has a great ear for how to do the drums. I'm going to do the classic Batman theme song.
I love it. Yeah.
What I really, what cracked me up, and we had a great laugh on this yesterday, is I said, what if we had the mood lighting and then the lyrics pop up, and it literally says, na 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 na, like 60 times, and then Batman, and then it would say, like, title, Batman. We thought that would be just.
We gotta find who wrote the song so that
I think it was
composed by.
I can find out, but it would definitely help me sing what's on the screen.
Oh yes.
Simplifying the lyrics. And then My Bicycle would be great. And
yeah, I like that.
Nate really wants to do Wonder Boy by Tenacious D. We're thinking about that.
There's
much of
another
a
one
mix.
I was actually thinking about earlier, and I cannot. I know I should have written it down. I'll talk to you about it later, but if I can remember it. But also, I want everybody to start thinking ahead to September, because this month is important because of the accreditation. Next month is important, because it's a new venue.
It's our anniversary.
And it's our 1 year anniversary. So I'd like to do something special, but I don't know exactly what yet. So I just want to put the bug in everybody's ear to start thinking about it.
Ice cream truck. You can order an ice cream truck to pull up outside.
As it is, our expenses are going to be higher than usual anyway. So that may not be.
We could provide ice cream at the refreshment.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Now that's doable.
I don't need
And now that we're actually going to have like a refrigerator and
Freezer, ice.
I mean, we're going to have a full kitchen.
you could do like an ice cream social.
Yeah, totally.
Here's a thought, everybody. What if
ice cream antisocial?
It's also nice. Is there any prohibition regarding alcohol in beverage?
No, I think the Volstead Act was revoked. But,
Yeah, I would. There's not anything expressed, but
Legally, though.
yeah, there is legal matters to attend to. We can't serve it. We would not be able to serve it without a liquor license.
could it be like BYOB?
Yeah, if it were going to be anything, it would be BYOB, and I certainly. You want to talk about bumping up our liability? Yeah, because actually that will impact our liability insurance if we do that.
Well, we can do without it.
Yeah. I mean, we can always, like go out afterwards. See, that's the thing. Because of the timing, we could actually, say, hey, let's everybody go over.
Can we open up a speakeasy in the basement? A special code to get in.
Yeah, you have to have a special knock, and then there's that slot in the door. There's that slot in the door. It opens up, and there's
Man,
stern
they had a
eyes
good,
looking at it.
A good thing on NPR about that. Like, it's very good. They interviewed people who were.
Oh, by the way, if you need Wi-Fi.
Oh, so.
Do you think it would be too early if we had either T-shirts or polo shirts or something for that first? Because I know I would wear one. So they got a visitor coming up. We had visitors come in last time, and I noticed they were looking around almost to see like
Who works here?
yeah, and I
That's
wouldn't
one
mind
of the
wearing-
first things I would, I kind of want you to take a look at is I want to redo our lanyards
Mhm.
for us,
Okay.
for the people who are there every time. Because we had that, at the beginning, and we haven't done that in forever.
Like
So,
using the brand standards and everything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, basically using the new branding and Yeah, make it
Yeah.
fun. Do something entertaining. We'll, what's that? I know.
If we had a T-shirt or something, just
That's one of the things we're about to get talked at about.
we
I think
should
the
have a
T-shirt thing
reader.
that depends on like the amount that you want to purchase. And
Yeah, we looked at the
Stuff.
prices.
Actually, well, I'm gonna have to look for it, but there is we actually have a T-shirt vendor for Sunday Assembly International that we can get custom T-shirts for our congregation within restrictions. For I think it's I want to say it's about $7 a pop at cost printed.
Wow.
So
It's not bad.
and it's because all of Sunday Assembly International is going through that.
how many
Yeah.
colors is it?
And that's the thing. I'd have to find
Duo.
this was in the SAE mailing list about a month or two back.
I saw it.
But the thing about it is and this is something we're going to have to talk to Mark about. We may have to ditch our brand, the logo, because they've created that new dual triangle thing. I don't know if they're going to let us keep what we've done, which that's always been a possibility, because even when we voted that logo in, we had the conforming and non-conforming version.
It's not a big deal.
It sucks though. I like our new. I like our new
How
logo.
are they encouraging groups to do their own thing versus falling in line with what they specifically do?
What's that?
How much are they encouraging
Oh,
groups to do their own thing versus encouraging groups to fall in line with what
Up
they specifically do?
up until this year, they haven't really clamped down on anything. They're starting to enforce branding a bit more than they used to. Like last year, it was all about just getting new assemblies open.
Yeah.
This year has been all about refining the process, getting our brand established, getting all of the easy startup materials produced, making it easy for people to get up and going. And in the process, they're starting to rein in all of these assemblies that have kind of gone off and done their own thing. So as far as that's concerned, it's not that they've really clamped down on us very much, but there is a if you look at the end of the couch, there's an extension cord over there. You should be able to use to plug in, since it's only a 2-prong. But they're starting that's starting to become a priority now that they have the staff and the capability to do it.
Yeah.
Which is not a problem. I totally understand the concept of branding.
Oh, sure.
Thanks to Karen.
Counterpoint.
Karen has taught me a lot about branding.
Counterpoint. What if we did lanyards, but we just got a generic T-shirt that was like black with white words that said something like volunteer, which you could get for like $1 online.
Well, like I said, if it's going to be like $7, I think we could probably do an order. It would be what I'd like to do is maybe do a drive. Go ahead and because if we were opening this up to the entire congregation, I would do this as a fundraiser. It's like, okay, we're gonna order as long as we can get a realistic expectation of shipping. We can do an order and say, hey, once we get to X number of T-shirts, we'll do an order and then have them delivered. Because what I don't want to do is to buy a whole bunch of T-shirts that we can't sell. I've done that before and it sucks. Because, you end up with boxes and boxes of T-shirts that you can't get rid of.
I meant just for For leaders.
for
Leaders to wear.
We could start with that. You know, as a matter of fact, that would probably be the best way to start, because then we could at least show people what the T-shirts are going to look like.
It lends credibility,
Yes.
and if someone's coming on for the first time ever on our 1-year anniversary, it
Yeah.
shows. I don't know, just
Well, I doubt seriously we'd have them by September. But what we can have are lanyards by September.
But you could have a volunteer shirt, but
Potentially, yeah. Or we could, you know, standardize on some sort of T-shirt and just order it. I mean,
I think somebody should. We should have one person at the driveway or something with a sign or somewhere close to
Yeah.
help people at the door. What we should get away from is having people make it 15, 20 steps inside our building before they.
right. And
Identify
that
somebody.
actually is going to be changed with this as well, because there's not a lot of foyer area.
Oh, okay.
We might have room for like one person standing out there saying, "Oh, by the way, it's just around the corner," you know. But the because you know, one of the things that kind of that kind of got me when I went over there is that it's when you walk in the door, it's not obvious where the actual main hall is. It's actually kind of around the corner, you know, from where you come in at. So I needed help direction. So
A greeter is recommended.
yeah, we would definitely need one greeter at the door, or one greeter inside the door.
I went to the.
At least one greeter, or at least one person out at the street, you know, waving signs or something, at least for this month, until we can get a banner. Because we definitely need to get something out on the street that says we're here.
On Thursday morning, I went to a special seminar put on by the Charlotte Police Department regarding security.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing they say is you look everyone that comes in the door in the eye, you shake their hand, you make contact with them. And they're less likely to be in trouble at that point.
Oh, because they've been recognized.
They've been recognized.
It's also helpful if you implant the transmitter at that point.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
You can even set up a camera.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do.
Yes.
Right.
So that they see it. You know, they see
Yeah.
the camera. We got you on camera. But not intrusive, just it's there.
Well, one of the priorities that we've had is to make sure that, you know, if people want to attend anonymously, they can.
Well, this meeting go back to public unless it's a trouble.
Oh, that's good.
Has
So-
troublemakers been a problem in the past?
no.
That's what I'm
No.
doing. Okay.
No,
But
but
Just those dancers, damn them.
again, this is a new venue. This is new venue, new.
It's also gonna be at night. where
It's
it's
at night. You know. Well,
It's kind of secluded, whereas the
Yeah.
other was very public.
right. Yeah. So we've got the potential there. The potential is definitely there. The potential is always there. We have to be security minded. That's a must.
If it's offset away from the main road, is there good lighting along the road leading up to the building?
Not great, and that's going to be one of the problems, especially once we get to winter. We're going to have to find some way of doing lighting on the sign because they don't have their own sign lighting.
That's really cheap at Home Depot. You can get the energy efficient garden lantern,
Yeah, but you got to have power.
stick it in the ground.
Got to have power for that.
We got battery. We could, if we only need it for a couple hours.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. We're going to have to look at that. That's something we're going to have to look into. Probably by October, I guess. Because will it be that dark by October?
When Sammy and I were doing the church stuff, we actually were very, very good at being greeters. Each of us stood by the door, and we were top notch. You ever throw a little country church?
That's all fine and good,
We
but
run out there with umbrellas if it was raining.
you guys are going to be on stage, getting ready for music. We need. I mean, we're going to need people to be able to do this.
And there should be like an umbrella person and like, oh, wow, let me get you in here, nice and safe.
So So, yeah. So we'll have to figure out logistics, but that's stuff we'll be thinking about between here and September.
A bonfire.
Well, there's plenty of wood around.
A ritual tribal
Set
dance.
some driveway on fire.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's a gravel driveway. The parking spaces are not well labeled, but you can find you can kind of see where to park.
There's probably more
Not that
parking
big, yeah.
space there than we have.
Definitely, because it goes back a little bit past the actual meeting hall.
There's also parking near the main road.
Yeah. So it's really
So 2 massive tiki torches on either side of the driveway.
there we go. Yeah, we do 2 tiki torches and our sign between.
Yeah.
Yes, this way to the sacrifice.
We get a prop volcano, that'd be awesome. Stick it up on the roof.
Abandoned hope, all ye who.
Funny story. I was talking to a friend yesterday who said that his real life worst nightmare is being burned alive in lava. Sacrifice.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
You tell
I
them
told him it was very creative.
to face your fears.
Okay,
He is
so yeah,
Kind of
that's
the Wicker Man vibe.
yeah, exactly. So that's
Get behind
kind
that.
of the update on the upcoming changes, new venue, new time. Does anybody have anything that we need to discuss either about this month or in general?
We should make real quick before we do that the announcement for the venue change to come after we play Batman, because then we could say it's not the same bat channel and it's not the same bat time.
So you're going to do that as the classic,
It is
as a closer?
new. Yeah.
So that means you're going to play the Danny Elfman Batman theme at the next one, probably? Is that-
Yeah.
The Rocketeer theme as a toy.
Hey, speaking of which, have you guys ever thought about doing like a theme song that we play or a set of
This
theme
has
songs that we
been-
play every other?
Yeah, that's been suggested before, but nobody can come to an agreement on that.
It should be the way we move that language. So
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
the way we move would be so perfect.
The way we move.
As long as you can sing what's on the screen.
Well, I think it's the spirit. You know, I'm just the vessel.
You know,
the spirit hits it.
It's the way we move, not the way Tim moves.
Oh,
the way we.
You know, when I'm back there singing my heart out and you're singing something different, that's very annoying.
We believe in a plurality of voices in Sunday Assembly. No, it's I think that
Okay, guys, give him a break. If you're not going to
Oh,
get
no,
here
no.
and do it,
Hey,
stop.
no, well, no.
I mean, he does a great job.
Yeah,
You do a great job. I
if I'm
plenty of
situated,
credit where credit
what would be helpful is I'm behind the screen, and I know I have the lyrics, but if I lose my place, maybe I'll try to stand where I can see the screen. If we're gonna put it in the corner.
Well,
or-
also, since we've been doing the mood lighting the last couple of months, I noticed that the book is really hard to read. I want to try to make sure I've got a
Book lamp.
lamp, a book light,
Okay.
so that we can.
Can I just say one thing? This is my biggest pet peeve. I have a real pet peeve with the way we've been doing things, and I haven't come out to the meetings. And I promised myself if I came to the meeting, I'd say this. A lot of people talk, and they opt not to use the microphone. I realize I'm the one who didn't bring the battery last time, but
Yeah.
that aside, we've had so many people like, can y'all hear me? Okay, I'm just not going to use the microphone.
It's true.
People,
Like Ted would rather not use it.
Yeah, Ted prefers not to use it, and
Yeah, I'm with you.
it should be.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
going to get
the
him a lapel mic then, because we need to use the mic. It's
yeah,
Especially like
the
if
thing
we're in the
about-
back of the room, at least where we are now, it is kind of hard to hear.
yeah, and on top of it, well, I can tell you that where we're going to be, we may not even need the mic.
Okay, so that's a question. Should we be prepared
Yes.
with Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Equipment place.
Well, yes, we will. Because we'll have to see what it's like. We'll definitely have the mic for September. I think we should have the mic for September.
Well, no, we won't have the little amp.
That's true. We're gonna have to figure out a solution for that.
Thankfully, we can get there a few hours early.
Yeah,
We
They seem
should-
like they're
we
pretty
should-
cool.
I
but
think we should
you got the
probably do-
mixer.
We should probably do a dry run.
Yeah, we probably. Yeah,
That would be a rehearsal.
yeah. That's a good idea.
I can tell you that I used the microphone last time because I thought it wouldn't pick up on the video otherwise. Because
Right.
my understanding was it was connected with a video.
It's
I
not
will say-
connected, but it does make it better.
Well,
But
that's
that
the
one,
thing is
picks it up.
I'm pretty. See, the thing is, I get banned from using the microphone at things that I speak at because I'm loud. So that's why I've just sort of gotten used to not using one.
You weren't part of my mental image of the things that were my pet peeve, though.
Understand.
You weren't part of it. I was thinking of
So,
Mr. Kellogg was running through my mind.
Oh,
with
oh my
that,
gosh! Can everybody hear me? Okay, I'm gonna talk like. That's exactly what it was. Because he started out like, "Hey, can everybody hear me? Okay, great."
He sounded like Stuart Smalley with a bag over his head.
Yeah.
This is Stuart Smalley.
Uh,
Daily affirmation. And I love Mr. Kellogg. We're friends on Facebook, but I think he's used to meeting in libraries and classrooms and just real intimate settings, and then that might not be his bag, just going to a larger thing. But being involved with public speaking and church and all this stuff, if you want people to be comfortable, make it dark and make it loud. It's just like anything else. You come in and super, super bright, you're already self-conscious. If you can hear yourself singing and maybe the three people next to you aren't, it just makes you want to shrink. When if it's a little bit darker and it's a little bit louder, just a little bit, not deafening, but just louder than it needs to be, just a tad. That's going to make people less inhibited. They're going to sing louder, they're going to loosen up, and they'll feel like they're blending into the crowd.
Yeah, that's going to be well. One of the reasons why I was really glad you were going to be here today is because one of the things on the international call at 4, they're going to be talking about music and how to make music better. You know, and I'm sure we'll probably get into that conversation at the 3 o'clock call too.
What about karaoke?
Yes.
Do you like that? Yes. Carlos does karaoke, doesn't he? Carlos?
Yeah.
Carlos has been very, I would say he's a little reinvigorated
Yeah.
with the idea of moving to Sunday nights because his job keeps him out to the wee hours of morning
Right.
on Friday, sometimes even Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
But not Sunday night.
He said physically he could not get up in the morning and go, and he loves watching the football early Sunday. So moving to Sunday night, he's thrilled. I think we're going to get him and.
If we could get set up with karaoke, I think that would be great.
What is the timing on the Sunday night thing again?
That's what I was just about to mention. That we're right now.
6 to 7:30 is what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's kind of tentative, is what we're looking at. Lynn was also saying that she would prefer to do it a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, but she conceded that might not work for the others.
True, but yeah, what I was thinking possibly is splitting the difference, especially if they're, if I'm going to talk to the folks out at CFM, but if they're hard and fast about the 5 to 8 block, that might necessitate us possibly moving it up to 5:30. Maybe.
Well, you need like an hour setup.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we get there at 5, we start at 6, that would work.
Yeah, that's true.
But we get there at 5, we start at 5:30, that ain't gonna work.
Right.
I will just mention, and this should not actually factor into your planning at all, but just this is more of just a be aware thing. Having it at night on Sunday will make it harder for me to attend, just because I have to be up at around 5 or so the next morning, and I've got to do laundry and crap like that, and all that Sunday night
If
stuff.
you're out
So.
by 7:30, then
Some days perhaps not. It depends.
Right.
So I can't give you a definitive answer on that. I'm just saying it may impact my attendance.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
I'll help you with your laundry, Jim. You can.
Thank you so much.
Now, one
It's
thing
once
that
a month.
will be very convenient for you is that this is going to be in the university.
That will help. That will
Yeah,
help.
because
Yeah.
it's going to be like 10, 15 minutes to your house,
Yeah.
probably.
So I mean,
Um,
if that's the case, then that may.
So we're no longer
obviously,
in NODA.
movement
Yeah.
and placement and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It's a whole 8 minutes away from where you live.
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
8 minutes from where they live, which is on IBM Drive.
Yeah.
It's like really, really close.
Okay.
So that should help you, especially.
Sure.
Um,
yeah, like I said, I mean,
Now, for me, it sucks.
You should move back to the university.
Nah, we're fine here. We have no HOA.
good God.
It's a nice neighborhood. We were coming in. I was like, dang.
Well, it's gotten like the expensive houses are all new.
Yeah.
You know, like they've all come
Where are they
in
coming
since
from?
I've lived here, and that's only been a few years. So it's like a house burned down up the street, and then they built 3 houses in its place.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 houses, 3 big McMansion, 2-story McMansions
Yeah, it's not long.
in the spot where one-story house was.
yeah, it might not have been an accidental fire.
Yeah, that's actually what I was wondering.
We were wondering about this, but I mean, it's like, holy crap, man. But anyway,
It's like the insurance guy and the Family Guy. Lois is like, don't you think it's all suspicious the guy took out a massive policy the day before it burned down? He's like, well, no, that actually happens all the time. It's quite common. These are all kindness, and it's actually very, very common.
I was gonna kind of mention something to the
Sure, go for it.
Shout outs to going back to college, because without it I wouldn't have been able to make this amazing computer next month. I'm very stoked about it. It's gonna help me. I'm gonna start doing a lot of the graphic design efforts for the group. I'm gonna be doing not so much like social media scares me still. Like
Well,
the marketing, like if someone could like help me, okay, good.
Yeah,
All right.
you missed it. Mr.
Good.
Matt is thinking about helping us, although
Yeah.
I am kind of press ganging him slowly but surely.
I'm being Shanghai.
He's being
I'm a
Shanghai.
freelance social media consultant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, awesome.
But the thing about it is, and Paul Carlson, Lynn's husband,
Yeah.
he's also helping with that. So, if you can help with creating the content
Yeah, I'll
to
do
put
that.
out there,
All right.
that's
That's the one
That's
thing I was like,
a
I will
perfect
do this,
match.
but so
Yeah.
help me if I have to make
If you have to
this-
tweet
The
and-
tweet, I can't. I can't
no.
do that. Like I.
I am not a Twitter guy.
That's the
Which is
kind of
really
thing-
odd.
If
I'm,
we-
I'm all about technology, but I've
do
never
social
gotten into
media
it.
graphics all the time for my company. So.
If we had
Yeah, I mean, I'll
if
do
we
the,
had
I
more
can
of
do
a
the
presence
graphics.
at UNC,
I will not do the hashtag.
imagine
Yeah.
all the talent we
Yeah.
could bring in.
But I got all the specifications. So if you want
Yeah.
Well, the good news is my predecessor
It's an
was
event here
very
in St.
detailed
Louis
and professional.
Oh,
she everything.
She
Very much
wrote
like-
a beautiful document.
Because it takes
It's like 12
thinking out of
pages
my
of
work.
everything that Jessica did. And looking through it, I thought she did a lot. But, then I read that document and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's incredibly
Gallery
professional.
quality.
It's an entire social media plan.
What's up?
Yeah, it
Gallery
was.
Just add
quality.
water and 15 minutes with effort.
Yeah. She
And the
did
girl
a
poets
bang up job.
Girl poets and
God,
stuff
I'm
are getting together.
We're so gonna miss her. It's gonna take like 3 people to fill her shoes.
I think that
It's
there's
such
a
a
lesson
dynamo.
with the way we've bonded with the friends. There could be a message there that this might be the key for our growth. Is they came along, we've joined forces, if we find some other group of 15,
Well,
25 people,
I'll tell you something. The Exploring Humanism group might not continue into September.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, it's up for reapproval by the church. And there's some people that are unhappy with it.
Well, if it, you might be able to.
You know, if we could join forces with Sunday Assembly, that's my word.
Well, I was thinking CFM or CS. CFM. Yeah, Charlotte Friends Meeting. Yeah, maybe.
So, you know, if we get screwed over, we'll simply go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Love it.
But
Little do they know whom they fuck with.
so, anybody else have anything?
I have a tiny ancillary thing actually that has is very indirect, that has really little to do, but I actually need to ask you about this real quick.
Yeah.
You know Jim Craig, yeah?
Yes.
I think that is he talking at like you have like a humanist group you're part of?
He's doing the November presentation.
Okay, I think he thinks it's Sunday Assembly because the last this may have changed within the last month or two if you've talked to him, but when
We'll take it.
at some point, well, that's the thing is that when I was at the I was at something I was talking to him. And he said that he was doing Sunday Assembly in, like he said, October, November. I said, really? I didn't hear anything about that. And so when I talked to Richard, he didn't hear anything about that, and he thought that that might be your thing. So if you do talk to him, yeah, you may want to make sure he knows which group that he's going to be doing.
It's
that.
actually going to be on his birthday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, clear it with his wife.
Okay. People must be obeyed. It is.
He runs the astronomy stuff at Shield Museum in Gastonia.
Yes, we will take him.
I actually know
Yeah,
him.
he's you know, he's a cool guy.
He goes to the anti-Sunday Assembly, Gastonia.
It's not anti-Assembly. They're not
Yeah.
anti-Sunday Assembly.
I went to their meetups like 10 times, and the last time I went, we felt nauseous. It was so negative. They were at a coffee house.
Freethinker.
We didn't even.
Gastonia Free
Yeah.
We didn't
With,
even stay too long. That guy Dewey
Yeah,
was
they-
there.
They are anti-me. They are anti-coalition.
There's a lady named Amanda Kennedy
Yeah, she's.
and Dewey, and between the two of them, they were just like, I just can't believe that they would do this to us, having a Sundays. I just can't believe it. I'm not going to go. Might be good for other people. I'm not. And then everyone around the room went, I'm not doing it. I was like,
yeah.
I'll check it out.
They're
Sounds
extraordinarily
good.
they're extraordinarily skeptical.
I haven't.
I remember that meeting actually. They're extraordinarily
You were there. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, and you never saw me there again.
No, that is true. They're very hipsterish. They're very skeptical of a certain of a lot of things because really they're just there to just sit and chat.
That's it.
But I love the guy at the
Yeah.
Shield. Guy at the Shield's awesome.
Yeah.
We had wonderful talks with him. He was never. He was always the highlight of the meeting, and he's very good
All right.
energy.
I think this has devolved to the point where we can actually shut down the live stream
I agree.
and take like 15 minutes
I
before.
would like to ask a question.